the U.S. government requires foreign institutions to have all sorts of reporting and withholding requirements to the extent that either they have American customers or their foreign customers own American securities, U.S. assets. And it is a nightmare. It is very expensive. It's one of the main reasons that my offshore bank does not accept American customers. It's the reason that most of these offshore banks don't accept American customers. It's the reason that many people are now renouncing their citizenships because they're finding it difficult to operate as American citizens living abroad. But it is driving up costs, and I believe it will diminish the desirability for foreigners to hold U.S. securities in foreign accounts. That would include U.S. Treasuries, but it also makes it more difficult for businesses to work with Americans. And of course, what it's going to do is it diminish the opportunities. I've read situations now where American businessmen are trying to do business overseas, but they're having a hard time opening up bank accounts. And in fact, I read one story about a partnership where there were 3 or 4 partners where one of them was American, where they had to kick the American out because it was too hard to transact business with one of the owners of the business being an American. So basically, what all this is doing is it is making it harder for American entrepreneurs to operate globally, to take advantage of business opportunities in other countries. It's making Americans persona non grata. It's all about this, overly zealous and powerful and corrupt government that is trying to squeeze every last dime out of its citizens, trying to track down all the money all around the world to make sure that the U.S. government gets its cut, whereas other countries don't even try to do that. That's how oppressive our government is. That's how little freedom Americans enjoy today relative to what they used to have or relative to the freedoms that people in other countries take for granted. I mean, we're living in a very corrupt society, and the U.S. government is very powerful, and, the individuals have no rights, really. The government owns us. The government claims that it is entitled to what we earn, and it's going to take it from us. And if it doesn't think it's getting everything, it's going to have all these draconian rules and regulations to force us to pay what they claim they're entitled to. And this is not freedom, right? The Founding Fathers didn't create a country with an income tax or a payroll tax or an inheritance tax or a gift tax. This is not what the country is supposed to be about. Freedom means you don't have all this stuff. That's freedom. That's liberty. You're not free when you're having to report to the government, when you're beholden to the government, when the government takes half of what you earn, when you have to file a tax return and you have to show the government everything you earned and you have to present all this information, all this personal information. You have to report to your master, and you hope that he doesn't put you in jail, that he lets you continue working so he can keep taking half of what you earn. And this is supposed to be freedom? This is slavery. It's bondage. It's indentured servitude. It's serfdom. That's what we have now. We have nothing. What we have in America is what the Founding Fathers envisioned. But we got a break. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back after this message.